Well, a senior Hamas leader has dismissed a threat by Donald Trump that all hell is going to break out if the militant group doesn't release all remaining Israeli hostages by Saturday. Hamas official Sami Abu Zuhri told Reuters news agency the only way to secure the hostages' release is to respect the ceasefire agreement. Hamas said on Monday that it would delay further hostage releases because Israel had violated the terms of the ceasefire. The militant group accuses Israel of targeting Palestinians in Gaza with airstrikes and failing to allow humanitarian aid to enter the territory as agreed. 5 swaps have taken place since the current deal took effect last month. So far, 21 hostages captured during the October 7 terror attacks in Israel have been released, and 766 Palestinian prisoners and detainees have been freed. So let's explore this matters arising with our Middle East analyst, Shani Razanis. Welcome back, Shani. Israel's cabinet meeting today to discuss this issue. Does it look like this ceasefire deal is off, or can it be saved?
Well, I think they'll try to save it, and the assumption is that Hamas also wants to save it. This is why they called on this crisis already on a Monday before Saturday, so there's still 5 days ahead to try and find a solution with, of course, the negotiators on the deal. It seems like Hamas wants to play the humanitarian card mostly in order to show that they care for the citizens, in order to score their goals. And, of course, there is a great need in Gaza for more humanitarian aid, so it seems like if this is the problem, then it can be solved.
Okay.
But there's more to that than just, Hamas wanting aid. They also want to show force. Trump, as you have mentioned, is bringing himself as part of this deal very clearly, saying, oh, hell might break out, putting himself in Israel's shoes almost. And Hamas wants to say, well, we're still here and we're still calling the shots and we're still going to decide if and when this is going or not going to go on.
OK. And how will Israel react if the hostages aren't released as per this agreement?
Well, officially the military is already on high alert. It's been called by the defense minister to be ready for any scenario. So it seems like Israel is trying to threaten with going back into fighting, full on back into resuming the fight. I don't know what it would do, however, in the sense that, first of all, the technical elements on the ground, the way the Gazans are now spread all over the Gaza Strip, unlike before the ceasefire, where most of them were in small enclaves in the southern part of the Strip, it's going to be very hard for the Israeli military to operate in the Gaza Strip. And it's also, if we're looking realistically, I'm not sure what is there left to be done in Gaza that Israel has not tried to pursue in the 15 months before the ceasefire broke.
Okay. And on President Trump's plan to redevelop Gaza, we have Hamas and Arab leaders rejecting this idea out of hand, far-right members of Mr. Netanyahu's government, particularly enthusiastic. How do you see that playing out?
Well, this is not going to happen. I mean, there's any Arab country, and the Palestinians itself, who will agree to relocate, Palestinians. It's a very clean language, which for the Palestinians is just a symbol of their own demise. This is something that is quite important for the Palestinians, something they've been fighting for since 1948, since the establishment of the State of Israel. So there's going to be very little willingness of any Arab allies to work with Trump on this. And for Palestinians themselves, this is more than just a war crime. This is just, this is for the Palestinians, the heart and the soul of the Palestinian cause for the last decades. So it's not going anywhere, realistically. And it doesn't seem like Trump and his team have any realistic, concrete plans. We know that they're going to try to apply a lot of pressure on Egypt and Jordan. But this is also a very tricky game they are playing, because both Egypt and Jordan have peace treaties with Israel. These treaties are a stabilizing element in the whole region, in the dynamics of power in the region.
Okay,
if eventually, yes.
Well, let's go on from there, because this meeting happens today between the King of Jordan and President Trump. And as I say, Jordan has been quite clear that this is a non-starter, but the US has levers to pull.
Definitely, mostly aid, a lot of money that the U.S. is supplying both Egypt and Jordan. Egypt's aid has not been frozen, unlike other funds that have been suspended for now by the Trump administration. However, eventually, if you crack down on Egypt and Jordan, they might break. And when they break, this is when real hell might break loose in the whole region, in a sense of this, the destabilizing element of that might be so great that it actually will backfire. It's not in the interests of Israel or the US to see either King Hussein or Sisi in Egypt being weakened, or any uprising, popular uprising, or whatever any crackdown on Jordan and Egypt might bring. This might actually work in the disadvantage of anybody who wants to see constructive solutions to how to move on in the region.
Okay, thank you for that, Shani. The world is certainly an interesting place at the moment. Thank you. We'll talk again.